Yeah, I know. Been way too long, huh? Well, I have new picks. Let's get them started. And welcome to Savage Gamer. Well, it's been a while, guys. I know. Been over a year, probably. Well, close to it. It's been quite a while. What with the pandemic happening and honestly burnout, it was a lot. But I felt it was time to come back. I know partially I've been playing a lot of video games because we've all been locked in because of this, but that and just in general, burnout's gone, and there's a lot going on in my life. I feel like it's time for me to get the ball rolling again, and with that, why not start with what always starts with the top 5 hidden gems on the PlayStation 4.
Have you ever heard of the fairies? Wondrous creatures who live in a world where time stands still. Good fairy, you're here, aren't you?
Whoa! Sorry. The bookmark I had here is gone.
Fairy, kind fairy, can you hear me? If my voice travels to the place where time stands still, then please, won't you be friends with us? Please?
At number 5, we have De-Nossa. This is really interesting VR title by the developers from Software. You know them as Bloodborne, Dark Souls, all that fun stuff. But it's a really cool adventure game. You go through as like a fairy, and you have to like interact with things and figure out the story. It's really cool. If you like point-and-click adventure games, be up your alley. But you can get it for around like $10 or less right now at GameStop. And if you have a VR, it'll give you a few hours to kill. It's pretty fun. I would recommend it. Not much more to say about it, but definitely worth picking up. Go ahead and do that.
As many private investigators will tell you, the job consists mainly of dealing with two-timing husbands and wives. But once in a while, you're lucky enough to land the kind of case that can get you killed. Suicide, a bereaved daughter, and a missing man.
I just hope you prove your professional worth before the day is over.
My job? Find Bobby Yale, a rising star from Joe Dunn's boxing gym.
If you find Yale and he fights, I'll be able to pay you whatever you ask for.
I confess, the idea of a good old missing person investigation raised my spirits. But my excitement was about to be put out like a cigarette, and my morale put to the test.
You're a good man, Blacksad. A simple exchange of information.
If I wished to complete my job, shortcuts existed in the crime world. But did I really want to go down the path that put men behind bars?
I'm gonna kill you!
Can't figure out how I'm still here.
At number 4, we have Blacksad. This is a well, it reminds me in some ways like Choose Your Own Adventure game. you play as a detective trying to figure out a missing person. Although everybody is like animals, and it's based on a comic series, if I'm not mistaken. The story is really cool. It's got a lot of like twists and turns and things like that. And the other cool thing about it is, the only way I can describe it is it's a noir detective story wrapped in like almost like a comic book feel, but it's really gritty, which you wouldn't expect from something like this, but it pretty much is, which is really cool. It is slow at first. It takes a little bit to get burning. It's a slow burn, but once it gets going, you'll get really enthralled into the game, and I would highly recommend picking this one up.
What have you heard already?
That illness. It thickened the bones and tissue regeneration. Is that all true?
The Lepidopterans made a nest out of the human body. That all this began.
The child is dreaming in REM phase. With open wings, a moth is ablaze. And when his mother screamed that much, a blood red death bestowed its touch.
It's all my fault. It may be the end of everything. And maybe we're already dead.
This goodbye will be my chance to reach my land for me and that. Oh, the world is
Shit! Where the hell am I?
At number 3, we have Remothered. This is awesome. It reminds me of, if you ever played it, which you probably may not have, it's Clock Tower, like 2, 1, 3 on the PS1, PS2 era. It's a fantastic horror game. I don't think a lot of people have played it. It's really fallen under the radar, but if you want the shit scared out of you, and it's more atmospheric horror, a lot like Silent Hill or Clock Tower type game, and can't recommend this one enough. If you are a survival horror fan like me, go out, pick this game up before that one. That one will be worth money down the road, I can promise you, because it's one of those that just stands out, and I'd recommend it.
Ajna, it's about time you woke up.
At number 2, we have Indivisible. Now, this is a fantastic game. It is hand-drawn 2D animation platformer. It's really cool. Kind of like Shantae, if you ever played Shantae or games like that, but it's an RPG at the same time, so it'll have like real-time RPG combat mixed with like animation, 2D hand-drawn animation platforming. It's got a lot of crossover. It's got like, I believe Shovel Knight is in this game. A lot of other like indie characters pop up in here. It's by 504 Games, which is really cool too. It's under the radar. It's another one of those that 10 years from now type games, it will be on people's radar. I don't think it sold that well upon release. Games like this usually, unfortunately, don't. Not to the masses. But really, really great story. Pick this one up. And number one, if you haven't guessed it, and it came out during my lull period, you're about to see. Stay tuned.
It started in Seattle after everything happened. I wish I could explain.
I'm so sorry.
It was all my fault.
Step back!
Dad came out to help.
Oh no. On the ground!
Somebody called the cops.
Now!
Daniel, go!
Sean, are you okay?
Daniel! Oh my god.
Am I a monster?
You're different. We have a home in Puerto Lobos. We'll be fine.
What if this is a bad idea, Sean?
I wish things were different. But we can't go back. Come on!
You have to move forward.
Be honest. Do you think we'll make it to Mexico?
I wish you could stay here with us.
Be careful, Sean.
Daniel, now!
The more you try and control him,
Stop, Daniel.
the less you have.
I love you.
And number one, that's right, Life is Strange 2. Should have known this. Life is Strange is one of my favorite game series of all time right now. I just fucking love the stories, the characters, everything there is to do with this. Life is Strange 2 did not disappoint. It had some very memorable moments for me. Right up there with Life is Strange 1. Now, if I had to pick between the two, I still think I might pick Life is Strange 1. But just by a slim margin. Can't recommend this enough. Needs to be in your collection. I got nothing to say about that. With that being said, I want to thank you guys so much who has probably maybe stuck with me, maybe who hasn't. Strangely enough, the channel kept growing even as I haven't posted any videos in over like 8 months or 9 months. But thank you so much to my loyal fans. I'm hopefully back now. I'll hopefully get some more videos out. It ain't gonna be as frequent as originally, but I will try to get some videos out, at least like 1 or 2 a month. But as always, you know, all the links down below for all the information you might need, Discord, Patreon, all that good stuff. I want to thank you guys so much, and as always, stay savage.